Gautam Adani, the business tycoon, is in the news quite a lot, and when he does, it's often on a large scale. The multi-billionaire has faced a barrage of allegations, scams, and scandals over the years. Let's take a look at some of the most talked about episodes, starting with the latest, the US indictment. Gautam Adani, his nephew Sagar Adani, and six others have been indicted by the US Securities and Exchange Commission on charges of investor fraud and bribery. Prosecutors allege that starting in 2020 or 2021, Adani and his associates orchestrated a bribery scheme to help Adani Green and Azure Power win a multi-billion-dollar solar energy project from the Indian government. The SEC's complaint accuses them of violating US federal securities laws with demands for permanent injunctions, civil penalties, and bans on holding corporate positions. Then there's the Kenya airport deal. Adani was on the brink of taking over Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, East Africa's busiest airport. Adani proposed a $750 million investment to expand and manage the airport, but the Kenya Aviation Workers Union fiercely opposed the deal, fearing for their jobs.
Adani must go! Adani must go! Adani must go!
The secrecy surrounding the deal added to the controversy, and the Kenyan court ultimately halted the lease. In India, the Dharavi development project handed over to Adani sparked massive outrage. Dharavi, one of Asia's largest slum clusters, saw protests after Adani Properties secured the redevelopment project. Thousands, along with opposition parties, protested. Claims were made alleging preferential treatment in securing the 23,000 crore rupees project. The Maharashtra government's decision to allow publicly owned, ecologically sensitive salt pans in Mumbai to be developed for real estate added fuel to the fire. The Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project followed up with its own report claiming that the Adani Group used offshore entities in tax havens like the Cayman Islands and Mauritius to obscure ownership structures and managing profits in ways that might bypass Indian tax and corporate laws. The report also drew attention to environmental concerns, particularly related to Adani's coal mining activities in Australia, including its involvement in the controversial Carmichael coal mine in Queensland. Hindenburg Research, a US-based short seller, accused the Adani Group of manipulating stock prices using offshore shell companies linked to family members. They also raised concerns about the group's excessive debt, suggesting it could threaten its financial stability. And before 2023, Adani faced scrutiny over the Sri Lanka wind power project. In 2021, Sri Lanka approved Adani Green Energy's $442 million project to build wind power plants in Mannar and Punarain. The project faced backlash for potential biodiversity violations, and a case was filed in the Supreme Court alleging that the project was manipulated to benefit Adani. In Myanmar, Adani Ports planned to build a container terminal in Yangon City on land leased from a Myanmar military-owned conglomerate. This came under heavy scrutiny after the internationally condemned military coup in Myanmar, which resulted in hundreds of deaths. Finally, Adani Ports sold the $150 million port for a discounted $30 million. With regards to the latest accusations, the opposition are calling for the arrest of Adani and a high-level probe. However, BJP does not seem to be happy with Prime Minister Modi's name being dragged by Rahul Gandhi.